What laws has the government passed to help students with school?
The first law that was passed, as I mentioned earlier, was a special ed law, PL 94-142. It's now called IDEA, Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, and that law is for the K through 12 students. And should I stop?
Yeah, you can keep on going.
Yes.
And that law was written for the K through 12 students, the special ed services, where students received an IEP every year. These students were entitled to a free, appropriate public education. And then earlier, before 1990, the Rehab Act was passed in the 70s. And that law had to do with discrimination, that individuals with disabilities would not be discriminated against. A lot of the curb cuts were cut in sidewalks, access was improved, individuals were being hired by the federal government. But the big law that really impacted students at the post-secondary level is the Americans with Disabilities Act. It was passed in 1990, signed by the first President Bush. And there are 5 parts to that law. Post-secondary is, now because of that law, it is not money-driven. It's a civil rights law. There's no monies attached to it. But what that law means is that students coming to the university have access to all the programs as any other student. And accommodations are then planned for these individual students depending on the type of disability they have.